Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, also known as Awok, the Gladiator, Mongrel, or as I'm going to refer to him probably throughout this video and the rest of my life as Ed. Now, if you can't figure out why I would call him Ed, well, you need to go back to, I think, around 1994 and figure out what hyena was named Ed. But anyway, I actually saw this at PowerCon 2023 with Ed, oddly enough. And I saw this and I went, I gotta have this. And I've been waiting for him to come and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then he finally came, and I didn't realize when they hit Hella Dope Toys, I had to hit, yes, charge me. I thought they were just going to charge me like other companies. So anyway, I got this guy. I can't wait to get him out. I have loved the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures that I've had. If you don't have one, I really do think that it's a figure that you need to pick up just to kind of get an idea what a really good figure is from an independent toy line. So anyway, this is an army builder. There's a little bit of an artwork here. It kind of tells you where he's from and everything. So I want to get this guy open, play around with them. I've messed around with these other ones before, and they are such good figures. I'm hoping that this wave, I got a couple of them, you can see this one over here, are going to be just as good as the other one, and I don't see why they wouldn't. So anyway, let's get into this. But if you like this type of content, you like what I'm giving you here, these types of reviews, get into Animal Warriors of the Kingdom and other mythical creatures or just fantasy stuff, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like Awok. Now let's get to Ed. Okay, so we get Ed out of his packaging, and as always, we're going to first look at his accessories. So we'll take a look at the hands. They come with 3 sets of hands, and here are these open hands, these like grabbing hands, which I think when it comes to a humanoid primate, the way they're trying to do, this ain't a primate, this is a hyena. These are awesome, okay? So you can kind of see the nice nails there. Nice detail. Now, there is no paint to it, all right? This is just the plastic. This is the color that it is molded in, but I think it all works. I don't think you really have to worry about having paint. I guess if it was a special character that he painted his nails, you'd want to do that. They come with a couple punching hands, which, again, work out really well. And then they come with trigger fingers, so you can obviously grab the weapons. They do have some sort of weapons. I also have a Valiverse AK-47 on one of mine. That AK-47 is a little bit large, so it fits him perfect. All right, so he comes with this blade, which the detail on it is nice. It looks good. You can tell it's supposed to be wood. And then you have this silver blade. The paint has no issues, and I haven't had any issues with anything that I've seen. Now, I will say this, you do not want to give these to a kid because these are extremely sharp. Now, as sharp as this is, it doesn't feel as sharp as these ones here, which are extremely sharp, but there isn't much give, all right? It does flex a little bit, but these are not, you're not going to see them bending like many other weapons that we have. Then we have this axe, and again, a little bit of point to it. This isn't as bad the way that it's molded, but it is nice and straight. And you can see exactly how much paint they put on it. So it looks like there's 2 different paint apps on the actual color of the plastic that it's molded in. But I love the design there. You can tell that it's beaten up. You can tell that these guys are kind of archaic, the way they're actually creating straps, holding it together. And I think that looks wonderful. It really is going to stand out. And these are new weapons for this wave that came out. Now we'll take a look at Ed himself. And that face, look at that. Looks awesome. You have one eye that's open a little bit more than the other. This is a more seductive looking eye. But you can tell that that's how it's supposed to be. It looks like it's painted exactly the way they wanted it. You have the nice eyeball there. You can see his pupil. And then throughout his mane and all his hair, you can see the little spots that kind of run through there. And you can't tell as much on camera as you can in person, but this is gray and this is like this really dark gray, maybe going into black here. All right. We have the articulated jaw with the tongue that is painted nicely, and I absolutely love that. And I remember seeing this and I was like, oh man, that is awesome that they articulated the jaw, because now you can get a lot of different facial looks. He's kind of, especially hit from this side. And I wasn't trying to do any type of real photography. I was just taking pictures. So I get a little bit more excited now these days. All right, going back down here. You can see all the spots, and I guess I would say they're just sticking up a little bit more there. He does have his pauldron that runs across. Now you can pop all of this stuff off if you want. So this piece would come off the bicep. The gauntlets come off, the same as these ones did. I had some that are actually pulled off, but I don't know where those figures are right now. So I'm not going to be able to grab them. He does have the skirting. And again, just a little bit of blue. Now, it would have been nice if maybe they would have hit this with a little bit of paint, but this is a new company that is, well, they've been out for a little bit, but they're still an independent company. I'm not going to complain because I've seen the stuff that they've started to show off, and it looks like their figures are just getting better and better. All right, so all of this can come off. You still have the spots, and then you obviously have these wonderful shin guards. I know people love shin guards, and I've seen people cut these off so you can get a little bit more articulation. I'm not sure about these ones, but maybe these other ones over here. But I do like the two tones. All right, and I think it really fits hyenas. You know, hyenas are depicted as just kind of crazy, bat-shit creatures, right? And the fact that it's not a uniform, I think works awesome. Where this gauntlet is completely different. You look at the texture, that design in it. And you look at this one, and it's got spikes on it, different colors. So I think it looks awesome. Here on the back, they did put a back peg here that goes down through his hair, or his fur, whatever you want to call it. All right, as for the articulation, you have a head that can look, I guess, doesn't really look up, it looks straight. It can look down, side to side, and kind of tilt back and forth. Now that works awesome for something like this. You got the mouth that opens up. Here we have a wonderful T-pose. All right. And the softness in the gauntlet here allows you to actually get that into a T-pose, which a lot of other companies you wouldn't be able to. And I kind of forgot to point out, I believe this is the clan that he is part of. So, all right, you have the bicep swivel. Double pin joints. Now the new figures are pinless, the figures that will be coming out. This doesn't really bother me because it is all one color. It's the pins that when they're multiple colors, you really see an issue. All right, here we have the wrist. They're going to swivel. The ab crunch, which gets a good ab crunch and can go back, go side to side. Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's your pinned double knees. Thigh swivel. And again, this is right out of the box. Here you have your ankle rocker. Is there a boot cut? Yeah, there's no boot cut, I don't believe. But you do have an ankle rocker that moves back and forth. Alright. And this one is the exact same. Ankle's going to rock up and down. And if you do need to, I guess, use a stand for this, there you go. Though these figures, if they're anything like the other ones, I had no issues getting them even on 1 foot. Now, I do believe some things are different between this character and that one. These feet are actually a little bit, well, they're not 8 feet or monkey feet, so they're definitely going to be a little bit different. Can you hear my dog out there? He's kind of crying like a hyena. There you go. So you can get them on 1 foot. Not too bad. I've mentioned before, this is not the greatest table. All right, so now to swap out the hands. Now, this was one of the things I was really, really impressed with when I got all these first figures, right, is that these things came out nice and easy. They got a really nice long stem, so you don't have a problem there. Here you can take the gauntlet off. All right. And a lot of these figures, if you push too hard and you're watching your hands, they do dig in. So you can see they blended it really nicely underneath the gauntlet, so there's no issues there. So you're able to just kind of swap them, make your army how you want it to be. It's something that I absolutely love about these. This is a figure that I've said before. These figures here, you could give this to a 5-year-old and it's not coming back broken. I can't say that about every other figure on the line. 6-inch when it comes, 6-inch that I'm talking about. You give a kid a classified, it's probably coming back with a broken leg or a broken arm or something. These figures are made so well, and to be right off the bat, right out of the gate, this is how they gave them to you. I am so impressed, and I was impressed with the first wave that I got. I only got a few of them. This is not something that I'm all in on. I know there's a lot of people who are, but I'm just so impressed with what they've done. And they've showed, hey, you don't have to be a big company or be around forever to create great figures. You don't need 1,000 paint apps to give a nice, affordable figure. These are $35, I do believe. So it's not that they're cheap, not by any stretch of the means, but never do I grab one of these, any of the ones that I have, and feel like I'm going to break it. All right, you can get them in nice poses, and there are some issues when it comes to the shin guards, but it's pliable enough that you can move them around however you want. All right. So as you can kind of see here, we're able to get them into kind of a weird pose here. I wouldn't say a weird pose, but just a lower pose, no issues here. But anyway, I think these are figures, if you haven't picked one up and you're an action figure fan, these are types of figures that you just need to pick up and have one in your hand to find out how good they actually are. All right. And I do love the accessories, and they have accessory packs. They have glow in the dark packs. They have alternate heads. They have all kinds of stuff. And they did make it so you can mix and match these guys. All right. But quickly, I want to just take a look at these here. So this is Pale. I had to get him because he had a mohawk. So it's more like a punk rocker. Now this is, again, these are hyenas compared to apes. It looks like they use the same arms, the same shoulders. So I would assume that you're going to get the same with the wrists or the forearms. The hands, on the other hand, are they the same? Nope, the hands look different as they have nails on here. The monkeys don't really have that. When you get down to the legs, they look to be very similar. The feet obviously have to be different because apes would have way different feet. Chest looks to be similar, if not the same. And same with the abs. Now they have, again, a new wave, but the head and the neck piece, I guess your trap piece, is completely different. So I think they're doing a really good job. I love the way this figure looks. I was so excited. I waited over a year by Destro. Destro fell because he was holding that stupid gun case, that Pelican case or whatever that is. Anyway, there you go. I don't know what else to say other than these things are badass. And I love that jaw. I absolutely love it. Is that an angle? I think it's supposed to be. I don't know. They're just so awesome. I love this Ed. Or go buy 3 and name them Ed and the other 2. I'm done. All right, so there you go. That is the AWOC Mongrel, or as I said, Ed. He'll always be known as Ed. This is my Ed action figure. Again, if you are an action figure fan and you've been on the fence and you're like, hey, you know what? Should I try an AWOC, an Animal Wars of the Kingdom figure? The answer is absolutely yes. I will never tell people, hey, you need to run out, you need to collect this line. It's your money. But if you're an action figure collector, and you've been wondering, hey, is this something that should I just pick one up? The answer is absolutely yes, because you really need to get your hands on it, feel around. God, that sounds awful. Just get to know what the figure is. I also forgot to mention, they do have a wonderful, wonderful butterfly joint that can actually cross over, which is the way the butterfly joint is supposed to work. So anyway, this is Ed AWOC, Animal Wars of the Kingdom. Go pick one up. Support a small independent company that, in my opinion, is doing some wonderful, wonderful stuff. And they have so much stuff coming out. They invest a lot of time. I wish I didn't have to wait so long. And I do hate seeing product being shown off over and over and over while we're still waiting on something. But I do understand. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. There you go. Pick this thing up. Pick up one of them. I don't really care which one it is. You think you're going to like them all. But I'm going to get out of here. But you've stayed this long, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop one of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with another review to one of my AWOC figures. And down here will be the playlist of all the AWOC stuff that I reviewed. Take care.